caps off.
And
the beast is out.
Just looking at the two lineups, interesting that Nacho Monreal is in one of them, when we haven't seen too much of him when Arsenal have been utilised throughout the tournament so far.
No, Kolasinac has certainly been a player that's been used quite a lot on that left-hand side so far.
Well, we're all good to go. So just to remind you, Joanfcb is in the red and Alex Giardi's side are in the change blue strip for Arsenal. It is Arsenal against Arsenal for a place in the final. The second semi-final will follow very soon after. And here we are.
Who's your money on, Arsenal?
Yep, I'll pump plenty of money onto that. And in fact, it's not worked out the way we thought it was going to be. It looks like Joanfcb is in the blue strip.
They like to throw a curveball at us at this stage.
So Joanfcb is in the blue strip and Alex Giardi is in the red Arsenal kit, just to clarify that after the earlier information that we received. So early delivery towards Mkhitaryan, but Bellerin has picked it up for Alex Giardi's Arsenal. Ozil with a little bit of trickery, and now Aubameyang trying to fire it through. Ozil has it for Joanfcb. Mkhitaryan, Ramsey, and now it's Ozil. Back to Mesut Ozil, early into Lacazette. Santi Cazorla now finding Mkhitaryan. At the angle for the shot there, Mkhitaryan. He showed too much of it to Bellerin, though, and he could be in trouble here. Bellerin's got plenty of pace. He's laid it off early to Welbeck, who's found Aubameyang. Lacazette's in the middle. Aubameyang dispossessed, though, before he could deliver the centre. Like there may have been a nudge on Mkhitaryan by Bellerin, nothing given. And Arsenal, the Joanfcb Arsenal, have it. And that's looking for Aubameyang, who's going to get their options in the centre. Here's Lacazette. Really good challenge on him late on to prevent the shooting opportunity. Now it's fired up towards Lacazette. Aubameyang trying to do his defensive duties. Ozil has helped it on. It's given away, though. And Alex Giardi's side come forwards.
Really bright start from Joanfcb. In the opening 15 minutes. He's not been able to really register a shot on target, but the pressure is beginning to mount. Can he now turn that possession and territory into a goal-mouth chance?
Ozil can't find a way through there, so it's played forwards towards Aubameyang, cut out by Koscielny, and now it's fired forwards to Mkhitaryan. Mkhitaryan has worked it into Lacazette. Aubameyang is offside there. Can't have been too much in that.
No, it looked like the defender on the near touchline was actually playing him on, but he did definitely stray. It was a correct decision in the end from the linesman.
So it's Alex Giardi's Arsenal coming forwards with Lacazette. Lacazette towards Welbeck. Not quite the right...
Shouts have hit it from Xhaka. Woo! Just over the top. It was he really put his laces through that, didn't he, Mark?
He can certainly hit them. We've seen plenty of goals in the past from Granit Xhaka from distance, but that one always rising over the top. Now the keeper has been forced into a serious save in the opening 25 PES minutes of this one. Kolasinac now has it for Joanfcb. Nicely worked in field. That's a good give and go as well. Here is Kolasinac. Well, that's a risky pass. Bellerin, that looked like a foul on Welbeck, and it will be brought back for that challenge.
First caution of the match there for Mustafi, the German international. 27 minutes gone, and it really has lived up to the fact that this is the most important match they've had today, because there's just not really been anything in it, has there, in the final third?
Very conservative so far, although that might change here with Lacazette trying to weave a way through for Joanfcb, and he's on the chase again here. Bellerin's header just about gets back to Petr Cech, who immediately sends it forwards for Alex Giardi. That's really well worked, and an opportunity here for Danny Welbeck. Welbeck through on goal. What a saving challenge that is. They want a penalty, they're not going to get it. That was expertly timed by Joanfcb. Had to be as well, otherwise it would have been a penalty, and who knows, maybe a red card as well.
Yeah, correct decision. Nowhere near a penalty for me. It was a wonderful challenge.
Welbeck through here, good hit, and well, that's the first save that either keeper's really been forced into, although Danny Welbeck's effort was fairly comfortable for Czech to make the save from, but just signs that the game is starting to open up somewhat. Ozil can't find a way through for Joanfcb's Arsenal side.
The crowd just beginning to warm up here with a few crunching challenges.
Picked up by Welbeck, who has to go backwards before he can go forwards. And now it's De Silva. Jay De Silva, clever disguised pass to Aubameyang, and now Ozil, good strength from him, flicked in towards Aubameyang. Can he get the shot in? Just too many blue shirts around him in the end. Now it's launched towards Mkhitaryan, who's taken that beautifully in his stride. Mkhitaryan and Lacazette let it run away from him so he could get the shot in. Good turn. Brilliant stuff. Lacazette just lost his footing at the crucial moment, having seemingly done the hard work into towards Mkhitaryan. And it's not had the best of games so far. Might change here though. Mkhitaryan, opportunity, went for the cross. Why didn't he go for goal?
Well, we've seen it so far today a couple of times when they've got in, they've broken at the near post, and instead of shooting, they've tried the cross, and the player simply wasn't over to receive the cross, and it's gone out of play for a corner, but the pressure is still on. At the end of the first half, saved by Petr Cech, comes back out, and it's a free header, and he just didn't get anything on it there, Aubameyang.
That will be the last action of a very keenly contested and somewhat cagey first half. At the break, it's Joanfcb's Arsenal 0, Alex Giardi's Arsenal 0.
Yep, a cagey affair in that first half. The opening 45 minutes here, just a couple of chances of note, really. Defences have definitely been on top. Only one save I can remember with Petr Cech having to make from Lacazette. Outside of that, it's certainly been a case for they need more invention going forwards in that final third.
Do you expect there to be any tactical changes? Well, there's your answer.
I don't. I was going to say I don't, and I'm.
Yeah, of course you were. Of course you were.
Well, we've had seen one change, but it's a defensive change, perhaps to kind of try and cancel out possibly the aerial threat that Aubameyang is possessing. As the ball's whipped in towards the back post.
Is pretty good, and Ozil can clear for Alex Giardi's team. It's with the figure of Welbeck now, who's sent it long towards Aubameyang, who could be in here. Angle was against him, and it's mopped up by Koscielny. He's found Kolasinac now. Backwards to Bellerin. Bellerin quickly closed down by Lacazette, so has to go backwards and gets his way past Lacazette there. Ozil. And being patiently playing it out from the back are Joanfcb's side. Picked up here by Danny Welbeck for Alex Giardi. A couple of pirouettes, and then finds Ozil, who's got two players in the middle. Ozil with the little spin. Did he really need to do that? He had two players he could have hit with an earlier pass.
Well, Arsene Wenger on the touchline is absolutely furious. He tried the low roulette, and really the pass was the much simpler option, and it would have left Lacazette in acres of space to pull the trigger. Possibly a sign of overplaying due to the position in this tournament. There's so much at stake. But yeah, it's a missed opportunity.
Ozil now for Joanfcb's Arsenal side. And well, that was a thunderous challenge. But no foul was awarded. Throw will be taken to Mkhitaryan, who offloads to Ramsey. And he's trying to bring Hector Bellerin into it. Bellerin's early ball towards Aubameyang, and that's sent behind for a corner.
Yeah, good defending in the end on the edge of the 6-yard box. It's going to be whipped in very, very quickly. Almost took the Arsenal rearguard by surprise. Still, Joanfcb piling on the pressure here in the 60-minute mark. It's whipped across the face, but good defending in the end to clear the danger. Cleared up
as far as Lacazette, whose first time pass forwards is a bit aimless. And
I thought he was going for the spectacular there, the David Beckham from halfway line.
No concerns for Petr Cech in the end. Here is Lacazette, Aubameyang, and Welbeck dispossessed. All a bit scrappy at the moment, all a bit nervy, with a place in the final at stake. One goal now could be decisive. We saw a 4-3 thriller in the quarter-final that we showed you. This has been the other side of the coin, although a mistake there could prove costly. Aubameyang angles against him. He's still going and nearly squeezed it in. Cech had to make the save.
Yeah, it's another chance here on this touchline. And it's Aubameyang who actually broke away from the defender, and he had a good chance there to square it as well. He had players on the penalty spot. He went for goal himself. And this time it's an easy save in the end for Petr Cech. 68 minutes gone.
Corner was going to be taken by Ozil. Santi Cazorla is now going to deliver instead, and it was almost another near post header there from Aubameyang. We've seen a fair few from him across the course of the matches today. Gets a little touch there. Ozil back towards Aubameyang, who could be in. Good covering from Kolasinac, had to be, otherwise he was about to pull the trigger. Here's Danny Welbeck now, backwards to Da Silva. Welbeck has helped it on. Welbeck's flick to Lacazette. Ozil, no way through. And here come Joanfcb's Arsenal. And Lacazette has flicked it through for Aubameyang. Here's the opportunity for him to use his pace. Can he keep his cool? He can! It's the opening goal of the game. Brilliantly finished. And with 15 PES minutes left to play, is that the goal that sends his side through to the final?
Well, it's a wonderful, wonderful moment of brilliance from Aubameyang. We were waiting to see whether it was a moment of genius or a defensive mistake, and it was this little moment here. You thought he'd taken that touch too far. He drew Petr Cech out and then just lifted it over him. It's a really, really world-class finish from the former Dortmund man.
Expertly done, and a bit like the game in the last round, you just wondered if he'd keep his cool when he got through on goal. He did so. And Aubameyang's goal could well have settled this semi-final. Well, understandably, there's going to be some changes now with that goal altering the complexion of things that we saw in the last round, that Joanfcb's changes reaped immediate dividends. He'll be hoping for the same again.
Yeah, I mean, I was probably about 3 seconds away from saying, could this be the first 0-0 of the tournament? And of course, that has been well and truly blown out of the water, as the 1-0 scoreline means that, of course, changes will be necessary if he's to get back into this match. And this is, of course, the most important 15 PES minutes of the year so far. A chance at the European finals at stake, a chance for points for the World Finals. Let's see whether he can, of course, make these changes pay.
So those alterations still ongoing at the moment, as they try to either get back into the game or see the remaining 15 PES minutes out.
If we can stop dabbing on screen, that would be absolutely wonderful. It was so 2015, guys, come on.
Or if you're going to dab a bit better.
Yeah, it was a pretty interesting dab, wasn't it?
Good thing that they play the game better than they dab. So,
so.
We're about to get back underway. 15 PES minutes left to go. Alex Giardi's side are in need of something here, and towards the feet of Kolasinac, and fired forwards towards Welbeck, who's going to be substituted. Early driven pass upfield. It's the Arsenal in red that need the goal to get themselves back in with a chance of reaching the final. They have the ball here as well, although it's been picked up by Kolasinac early and cut out by Bellerin. Well, the Arsenal in blue just need to keep possession, leading by that Aubameyang goal to 0, and we're into the final 10 PES minutes of the game, so they're very nearly there. Can they set the seal on it here, perhaps, though? Work back to Ozil. And now it's Iwobi. Ozil again, cleverly done. Just had his back to goal and was unable to make the turn.
Joanfcb on the brink here of a place in the final, and of course a place in the European regional finals as well. A chance for points, but it's a chance for an equaliser. It's Mkhitaryan. He's onside, deflected cross, and it almost went into the back of the net. A stunning reflex save by Petr Cech has kept the score at 1-0, but it's another chance here. Oh, it's a wrong side of the post. What a couple of chances there for the equalising goal. Mark, breathless stuff.
This was the moment, wasn't it? And so close to seeing the back of the net ruffle there with that effort. And is that going to be the last chance for an equaliser? Surely now it's just a case of keep ball. Cech has sent that long to Bellerin into the final Pez minute of the 90. Just about keeping it tight and playing it sensible. But that looked like a foul, and the free kick will help to run down the clock. In fact, it's just a throw. Bellerin takes and keeps possession. No additional time signalled, so the game should be over any time now. Bellerin clears, and it's all over. It is all over. A narrow victory, and a very, very keenly contested encounter. And that late Aubameyang goal proves the difference.
Yep, it was a game of very few chances, and just the one goal was all it took, and it really was a goal to grace any game. That, like I mentioned in commentary, that touch right at the end before the on-rushing Cech tried to claim the ball, it just gave him that little bit of disguise, and then he chipped the ball over the top into the back of the net, and that's all he needed to sail through to the final here. And we're just awaiting some more setups for the second semi-final as we just look at a couple of replays. So we're just waiting here for a couple of bits of information to send your way, because as you well know, we love to give you all the information that you so truly deserve. So it was France v Spain. The other semi-final is France v France. The question is, how many Frenchmen are going to be in this final?
Well, you can see there that the two semi-finalists just disappearing down towards the mix zone area. Hopefully we will have some reaction for you very shortly to let you know how it panned out. Joanfcb victorious by 1-0, thanks to that late effort from Aubameyang. So he is the first finalist confirmed into the game that will take place a bit later. And